You don't need to hurt anyone.
I need this man.
From the looks of things, what you need is a mechanical genius. Compared to me, that guy's a dope. Don't take him. Take me.
Alex.
Hey YouTubers, it's Charlie. This is going to be my Supergirl episode 3, episode 4 video. Thankfully, a little extra time this week, so just talking about Maxwell Lord and a couple of the big villains that are coming on soon. Just careful for spoilers if you haven't seen episode 3 yet. The big episode was Reactron and Maxwell Lord, like we hadn't seen a lot from him yet. For the most part, Reactron is actually fairly authentic to the comic books. They actually, the way they present him is that he's been fighting Superman for a long time. Then he finds out about Supergirl, so he's like, okay, I'm gonna stick it to Superman by killing her. And Maxwell Lord kind of gets caught in the crossfires, or actually kind of throws himself into the crossfires. Just taking the show at face value, it's a little mysterious what his plans are. But I mean, if you know about him in the comics, you have kind of an idea of where he's headed. Peter Facinelli was talking a little bit about how he's different from his classic comic book persona. The way he described Maxwell Lord in the comics, he's really talking about the old version of Maxwell Lord, not so much the more recent one, like the one in Identity Crisis that ends up killing the Blue Beetle. Really, there are like a couple big versions of Maxwell Lord, so depending on like when you read comics or which run you're reading, there's slightly different versions. There's the classic version who helps bring the Justice League together. He's more of a businessman type person. Then there's the sinister checkmate telepath during Identity Crisis. That's when he shifts into big bad villain mode. That story actually took a lot of what happened in the classic Justice League stories and twisted it in a really sinister way. Maxwell Lord reveals that he was playing them all for fools the whole time. Then he comes back for the Blackest Night arc. Although, to be fair, DC brought back almost its entire catalog that it had killed off previously for that. Really, like, the qualification for Blackest Night was that you be a DC character at some point, regardless of your current status, living or dead. They haven't really done a whole lot with the character since then. Like, he's not that big a character despite being a relatively powerful person in the DC universe. So what the TV show is doing is it's taking that classic businessman Maxwell Lord and applying some more modern Lex Luthor ideas. He's all about humans pulling themselves up by their own bootstraps, not a big fan of superheroes from outer space helping them out. But episode 4, which is airing next week, doesn't feature like the freak of the week, so I think it's going to double down on Maxwell Lord. The title of the episode is How Does She Do It? So it just seems like they're going to be showcasing like a lot of the comedy of Kara trying to be both Supergirl and Kara during the day. The other really big thing we actually have to talk about from last week is Hank Henshaw. I am more convinced than ever that he's Cyborg Superman now, because there was a scene where Kara's sister was helping her out using the computer inside their Spec Ops lab, and all of a sudden Hank Henshaw's walking down the hallway and his eyes just light up, like he gets this internal notification that someone's accessing their systems. So that makes me think that he has some sort of cybernetic connection to their computer systems, which just screams Cyborg Superman. Martian Manhunter does have telepathy, so like he would be able to just like sense something if he was walking down the hallway, if he was specifically scanning for people's minds. But like I said in my previous Supergirl videos, just the way they're presenting the character, his personality, screams Cyborg Superman way more than it screams Martian Manhunter. After watching season 1 of The Flash, I have certain levels of expectation in terms of villain reveals. I don't think that Hank Henshaw is going to be a villain, but I do think that he'll be an antagonist eventually. Maxwell Lord is really the villain you need to keep your eyes on. Usually they say big villain reveals like Man in the Yellow Suit reveals for mid-season finale, so I'm expecting something big from Maxwell Lord in the mid-season finale. If it wasn't clear, his company, Lord Industries, is kind of like a green tech company. Think Elon Musk Hyperloop, trying to create something that will help humanity and reduce greenhouse emissions. So he's trying to do good things, but just like you'd expect from someone like Lex Luthor, I cannot wait to see him do something crazy and over the top. Let me know in the comments though, like what do you want to see from Maxwell Lord's character? Just think of him as the Harrison Wells of Supergirl. Billionaire genius that has secret plans for Supergirl that he has not revealed yet, just like Harrison Wells had secret plans for Barry Allen. I know a lot of you were a little weirded out by Superman's appearance in episode 3. Like it's like, how come he can be on screen but he can't speak? There are really weird rules that Warner Brothers has about what he can and can't do on TV. I'm totally fine with the way they used him. The only weird thing was the actual like texting back and forth. I'm cool if he can only like email her or send her messages, like he can't speak with his voice on screen because they don't want to cast an actor for it. But that message, this is never going to happen again, just let you know that he's not going to be saving her ass all the time. So yeah, he's definitely going to come back on the show at some point, maybe mid-season finale or before the actual season finale next year, but I think they're going to try and save it for really, really big stories. Wouldn't it be crazy if Maxwell Lord mind-controlled Superman at some point and Kara had to take him down? I can't imagine how they do that on screen, but that, in my mind, would be like the most badass use of Superman. That's actually another good question for you guys. What do you want the show to do with Superman, assuming that they can only use him in very limited ways? And actually, just to talk about big Arrow Flash crossover stuff, there were some things that happened in this week's episodes that made me think about the New Gods. I feel like they'd actually be a really good point of crossover for Supergirl with Arrow and the Flash. And I'm not even talking about Darkseid. I'm just thinking, things from New Genesis, things from Apocalypse. Parademons loose in the multiverse. Assemble the Justice League to kick some ass. So what's going to happen next is I have a Flash trailer video that I'm going to do. I'll do a Q&A in that too, and the reverse Flash ring giveaway. That'll probably post Saturday night after Doctor Who. There is some new Star Wars BTS that I'll be posting later tonight. So lots of cool stuff happening this weekend. Just in case you guys haven't seen it, I posted new Star Wars footage last night. You can click here to watch that, and you can click here for all my other DC videos. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. Let's high five. I'll see you guys tonight.